Hi, Chris. It's Maureen, otherwise known as Mo. I am the one walking in and making you nervous, and this is probably making you more nervous, but hang in. I'm going to walk you through your jump shot tune-up and give you some pieces of advice that can help you when you go out and practice on your own and when you're in our gyms. Number one is I really like how your hands are up and you're looking for the ball. It was a little clunky to get this drill started and see how you travel right there. So I'm going to show you a bunch of little clips of you shooting, and I think I can then help you once you see kind of in semi-slow motion what you look like from the side. The number one thing I'm going to ask you to do, so here we go to the first one, when you're like, who is this guy, who is this woman, and what's going on here? I'm going to go over that every shot that I saw here was different, which is really common because you're nervous and you want it so badly to go in. So I'm going to ask you to do me one big favor. Rule number one is know that shooters miss 50% of the time, sometimes 55% of the time, and that's a good night. So you have to be willing to miss. You have to be okay with missing and not change everything. Number two, so one, you have to be relaxed. You have to stay relaxed and don't change your mechanics, right? So if you fully understand your mechanics, you're going to be in a good spot to not change them. So that's the next piece, is understanding there's part one, part two, part three, part four, part five of your jump shot. Part one is your base. So I'm going to now change after you get used to that fact that you're going to have to be willing to miss 50%. I'm going to write AB for your approach to set up your base properly. Because if you have a weak foundation, is if you had one in your house, the house would fall down. Now, you do a good job of wanting the ball, which is why I held the frame on the left. And then this is what I like right here. The issue is you then jut your knees forward. Do you see that? So you have really a good share here. You have good elbow. You could be probably 2 inches lower in your seat because if you are, you're going to then propel up, but you go down up. And then that leads to the push because you lose the leverage in the back of your legs. You shift it to the front of the legs, and now you arm the ball. And by the way, I shot just like this when I was your age. I will find a picture and post it for everyone. Okay, so then I think I scare you right here. That's me. Left, right. Okay, now this is the issue. You had a really good base in the last one, but now you're standing up and you losing your leverage. So guess what you have to do? You have to bend back down. If you could have caught the ball here with a better base, remember monkey in a chair, you're scratching your knees. If you could have caught and leveraged the ball a little closer to your body, what you'll do is you'll get all the power of your muscles and your joints lined up. So I call it load the rocket right here, and you sort of almost have that, which is very good. And then launch the rocket. Now, you do it pretty well, but you push it from your chin. Okay, we're going to work on that as you get a little older. Okay, so now I'm going to go, okay, so now I'm trying to get this. Okay, here we go. You have to step left, right. So now I'm going to write that in the screen. So I gave you the approach and base. Now I need you to go left, right with your footwork most of the time. Or smaller, skinnier frames, it's a good thing to come to a jump stop. So jump, stop, your base. And there's one guy on our website, Facebook page, Federico, skinny guy, undersized. Oh, there's your left, right. Thank you. He shoots the ball beautifully. Now, I want to show you why I like this one the best. I love how that line's at your toes. I love how your toes are lined on that line. The issue is you got to get the butt back, okay? Because I can tell you're going to jump forward. So the can's got to go back a little bit into that area. And what will happen is you'll get stronger and you'll enlist your post, which are your glutes, your hamstrings, and they're going to power you up. Now from there, you would have jumped, but you felt a little glued to the ground. So I love that you got into the chair. So here's what I know. You're really trying to do it right. Thank you. So many kids just get in there and chuck it 5 different ways, but you are really trying to get this down. And now we're going to change the angle to the front of your shot because you'll see how we can correct over here. Now this angle, again, you caught it and you stood up. But what I love about this piece is even though you didn't jump, you kept your shoulders squared, your hips squared, your knees and your toes. Now you tip forward because you didn't load the back side like I demonstrated on the right. And you really do a good job. You'd be surprised at how many kids knock their knees, they twist. So this is Federico. You're a little Federico. If you had caught the ball perfectly here, right, every time, your brain is going to love you because you're going to have one shot. Now from here, what you forgot to do is tuck that elbow in. This is the best part of your shot. And when you go up, what happens is you throw it. So on my other computer, because I go back and forth, I have, no, actually I have it here. Let's see if I can get it to work. Oh, here we go. Cool. So your elbow is at 56 degrees, and you know it's supposed to be at 90. And a little trick you can do that Federico does, we'll get to that next, is Federico loads everything on the right and he hides his elbow so that when he picks the ball up, it's like a lollipop. So his elbow's in, up the right side, and then the lollipop looks like this. Okay, so he starts it here, he raises it there, and then most of his work is done. Now I'm going to get to this part of your shot. Now this is what makes me a little nervous. I think you're almost hitting yourself in the head. You're so worried about making it that you forget the laws of common sense here that say I have to look good when I shoot the basketball. Because that's the rule if you want to be a good shooter. Shooters are not stressed. They're not swinging their arms. They stay cool because they know they're going to miss 50% of the time and still have a good night. So what I just drew is your right hand is the green and your hand is in the cookie jar, and your left hand sort of looks like that. And if you do it right, your head will remain still, okay, right in the middle. Now, holding that frame up keeps your head still, and one person says all the time that when he misses, it's because he moved his head, and that's Kobe Bryant. So you see why I'm trying to build a consistent, still finish, because not only do you have to look good, do really still and relaxed and ready to shoot the ball again. So let's look at the next one. Let's see. Okay, so you stand up. That's a mistake. You're going to correct that right away. I want to say you're a little Federico right here. We just got to get you into your approach and base sooner, into this picture perfect. You hid your elbow. Your elbow is a little better, but you got to keep it tucked in. And then you got to avoid pushing it from your face. But I'd like to just settle right now with approach and base, lock your elbow, and follow through. Okay, the middle point of lowering the ball's too low when you release it, I'm not so concerned about that. I am concerned about this because it's something you can control at this age, not to look like this at the end. So I'd like you to go in the mirror and I'd like you to work on your finish. So just to review, let's see how my penmanship is here. I want you to work on the approach and the base, really stabilizing your posterior muscles, the monkey in the chair. That's number one. I want you to think like a little Federico, and I want you to load your elbow in the pocket. Elbow, let's hope I can do this. Elbow in your shooting pocket, which you did earlier. Okay, that means you're going to load your rocket in that pocket, and then you're going to launch. The last thing I'm just going to ask you to do is follow through and check it. So it doesn't work for me if you are judging yourself by whether you make it. So follow through. So follow through with a beautiful frame, right? Follow. I'm going to try one more time. Follow. Are you writing this down? Okay, you're going to write down follow through because I'm exhausted. Follow through and be proud and relaxed of your shot. So remember, it's an emotional game. You have to put all these pieces together and you got to chill. And you got to catch the ball again and you got to shoot it and feel great. And you're going to attach all of these things into one beautiful piece so that you get one jump shot. Not 5 or 6 or 7 different versions, but one fine version. If you can go to our Facebook page, or if you or your mom can send me an email, I'll find the link to Federico and you can watch him shoot, and I think it'll help you a great deal. So watch this a few times and go out to the park, look in the mirror, do your yoga drills, sit against a wall, walk around the house like a monkey in a chair, scare some people, and you'll be good. See you soon.